Radio. Welcome to Mission MMS Sylvester, and it's our wonderful channel. And on this channel, we have our spiritual virgins heavens also streaming with a very few information I would like to give you as very necessary, talking about history, GPS location, and some areas we have check-in that have to do with the topic check-in. So this very location and Facebook check-in is very important in real lifetime if you had the time to do this. These are history of travel and archives and documents, at least making some few proofs of places you have been would be in this. When they click, they're going to have a lot of things with these very few check-ins. So I'm going to take a look at some of the things I've done over the past few years, and if truly my channel, I have been checking in many times, many years. Now let's look at from 2012 when I started checking in with mobile phone on this site. So from 2012, I've started using mobile phone, which has really been very faithful, like spiritually instrumental to check in. This is for a history based and truth and reproof. If truly I'm not a child of this day, that looking at 2012 to that is 2025. So 2012 to 2025 should lead us into this understanding of even such things we are talking about, having a very important notice that if my very Ghana card, voter's ID card, MTN number, and then one of the Vodafone numbers that I've used, all those things are very important and necessary to today's very check-in, because they hold a true account of my ID. And that these numbers I've had to inform the public, especially legislation, the NIA. I've also informed the police. I've also informed MTN office, and I've had even Vodafone contacted and informed also. So all these places I've gone in, but I've not checked in to show those things here because I'm not using mobile phone. They've robbed all those things. So due to that, I will be unable to show if I had to check in. But that would have been necessary having if they should show on my channel. That's the importance of using the CV and Facebook and profiling with the FBI. Now, watch carefully. Now, in 2012, on January 23, which is 2012, now watch carefully. I was in Accra, that is Greater Accra region. What was it? What was the history? Visited. On what day? January 23rd, 2012. I don't think anybody is born, if you truly understand what the date really mean here. Now, let's take a move, as is very important also talking about. Now watch here. So look at also this date set up. Now let's take this date, that the Universum, this place is a special place that I've taken my flight on the same thing to that location of which this country you may not know, or such an area it is you may not know. Let's find out. That it was what? Gothenburg. Gothenburg visited on February 17, 2012. I think this one should let us know very powerfully what it means if you have the flight, or how you can do such things, even with what your Facebook. So very powerful, you can have all these things showing, at least to know Gothenburg. Now watch here. Go back to this. Now on March 4, 2012, I have visited where? In Konya Ahenkro, Volta region then. By this time it's OT region. What are we saying? I don't think there's anybody who can do this by giving such things that are very important to us. That if you don't have any reason, keeping history and reproof or the biblical points or the scriptures or religion, in that case, there is no blasphemy in this if I'm the one telling you what I've done on my own channel. Which channel is it? My own profile, my own image. We don't have one photo of myself, yet is the one flesh. That's a video. I don't think you watch television and every day seeing one program or one person on it. That's the truth of heaven. That's what they are telling you is heaven. That they haven't. He haven't. And the same word is for he haven't. So if I have no flight taken from all these places, I don't think you ever get to know any powerful point why Facebook or profiling places of visit. Now watch carefully. Look at it. And that's from that I also on this day Central Region GH visited on October 7th, 2012. So we have how many check-in in 2012 with different months, different dates. At least it is showing more. In that very year, I've really done so much, excellently doing so much with what you think is little or nobody carrying us anyway. Now, I've been traveling all that time. As you can see, it is different places I've traveled. That time, I haven't really settled in Accra or any of the places that you know. Now, watch here. There also we have what? 99.5, the Wolves. Where do you think this is? It's in Portland. Portland, Oregon. So I visited what? On August 1st, 2012. How do you know what is happening here? How would you do this? How are you able to do that if indeed you have to travel by the flight? Or you just have to be there and then what? You just have to be there and then what? And it will show location where you truly check in. Or try to place your flag or map or GPS. Now, watch again. It will surprise you this 2012 what we've done in that very year before I have any other thing. This same time I've been doing what? The three things. It's amazing. Now, and then on this day, visited on 29th of October 2012, I have also visited where? Pando, Volta, Ghana. That is also what? In the same year 2012. How many months are we traveling? On what date? These are telling you business and such things you would never have any idea of. How is it possible when you have nothing? Or when you are picking up from that age, that time, just after school? All those things were happening again. Because right after 2011, all these things had to happen and so many things I have to do at that time shortly. Now watch carefully. Then on October 9th, 2012, I have also on my visit again. Because that time I've lived in these areas and I'm able to make all these things. Where? In Konya Temple, Volta region, then GH. This time is OT region. So Volta region doesn't cover OT region. However, it is OT region that have what? They share and ownership of building somebody and now being given a fresh land to build itself again. Do you know what I mean? To say you are under, let's say, district, Jausekan, or Pando, or Ho, and you build them all the years of your life, and now you've been given your own brand new field you are now going to work on. I don't think even that one should what? To recount, or that one will need any other person than the people who have it. Like, you know, this is a seed, and this is what? A creation that will not need your enemy. How we get it right? Now, what in the same 2012, we have what? Medina New Road, this country, Ghana. Then, and they visited on November 24th, 2012. As you can see, all this checking their history and places I have been that you don't need my enemy to do. I'm not talking through wood. I'm talking through technology and spirit. So whether wood is a part of it or not, it is a complete thing I'm saying here right now. Now watch again that in Konya Temple, Volta region again, which is what? That time, Volta region. And that is country Ghana. Now watch carefully. This is healthily Volta region, as I want to say at that time, where we have not yet separated from what? From that region, which is our own region, and yet we have been given new region, which they are not a part of. How we get it? Let's say a share we have. Let's say we are in that Volta region as one, even though we are not one family. But to say, regardless of tribe, religion, and beliefs and traditions and differences, individual education or no education, ill treat or no treat. All these things have nothing to do with what Nkonya being as it is, and they have always known Nkonya to be the best and the people that they have ever found on earth, because Nkonya is not illiterate. They are special people that really regardless of the creator or forces of God or shrine. We have no shrine or God. Until we come to what? Your place, we have served no shrine. Until we come and see your God or your deity, we have not worshipped him. Because it's a general name when you do such things that you don't know. And the Bible says what? For lack of knowledge, the people perish. So I am not doing this to perish because you have not knowledge of what even you claim is a God or a force. In that case, you can't force us to worship anything where you don't even understand what you are worshiping. So in this November 28, 2012, also visited as it is. So back and forth I've been doing the check-in and travel. And that has to be with my very important initiation of business trade. So this alone tells trade. So this check-in history is a trade that you can only have the sense of right there if truly I have visited. That when you click on this, it's definitely going to take you to that place I have visited. Now watch here again. Now you see, we have at least, I have had few check-in in 2012 the whole year. Look at that. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So at least in the whole of that 12 months of what? 2012, working with the Electoral Commission and all of that, I have had a time also to do what? To do all this travel. To do all this checking. Is that not very excellent seeing it? Now continue to watch. There we have what? In 2013, we're going to begin 2013. So in 2013, August 9, 2013, visited Teshi Nungwa Estate. What did you led myself to that place? There is a special teaching. That's Mensa Wood Street. Mensa what? Wood Street. You know what it means? That's certified GH Accra. Is the reason I might have what? Come to that area. I have had to what, live or sleep a day or two in this area. That I have not settled in Accra yet. All this is what? Through the journey I have shown. So this journey of the Lord from places I are checking is really what? Giving true or certified, or a very real certified account of my flight as the aeroplane is flying up there right now. Over this roof. So in that, I am just giving what? My account, which you can say you recently just came on to say is your account. Even this very account is older than your age, as compared with my service trips and learning and papers and whatever makes the history a reality. So when they say history, it means what? He, and then the tree of that person is a his tree. It means my own life and branches and life path. That's what we say history. My history does not have any way to connect with your history once you have to also talk about your history. So I'm not about to talk about the airway history or tree history. Anybody that lives his own to that level is already corruption that the Bible talks about. And we don't have to limit things to the Bible when we are talking about creation. It is only when you understand what you are giving that you are able to give this. So very crucial to understand this very conversation on what? Radio. If I had the things that I've been using or that I've always had as multimedia for quad flash and all of that, and quad dual core, whatever quad processes, all of that, it was just for this situation to show you that the 64, which is what? 110, the same 10, which is one on and off. And then the 3 things, which is the RAM, on which we are streaming this kind of design speed and things you have no idea of. However, some of you have what? 8 gig RAM, 6 gig RAM, 12 gig RAM, even 32 gig RAM, and operating on 128 storage capacity or 512. Yet you are unable to do anything to that thing. So it means you have really wasted the money or resources or whatever you think sponsored you what? The use of those things. Don't forbid what I'm teaching or what I'm showing. I'm just making known to you what can happen at the time you need to pick up at least have a record for the things. Now, in this same 2013, I have been in Teshi, Greater Accra region, which is what? August 9th, 2013. So my move and travel is showing. And I've been able to do what? Most of this thing on Facebook, and some of them also checking in through Oprah. So look at that. I have an account with Oprah a long time. Oprah use is not of this modern day to even write news. I have kept Oprah for many years. Oprah News before it got to that level it is. Look at it. I've been using Oprah for many obvious reasons. Now watch carefully. We are not talking through a ghost. So we command you at the mention of the prophetic that is available live right now. We delete every activities of our enemies. We command the dog. We command anybody called whatever name it is in the mystery that it is. We cast it out right now. Come out of this place. Move out, I command you by the authority of the rebuke of the spirit, invisible and visible. Come out in the spirit of mystery of the Lord. Come out in the mystery of the spirit of the Lord. That we can say a word that sounded you would quicken the spirit in you to transform immediately. So verse 26 says, I have never been ever to even touch any level. I've never gone anywhere with any kind of trips of people's gathering organization whatsoever. Whatever I do with my check-in from my cell, whatever phone, multimedia, whatever, wherever, even from that time, I'm using what? All this thing to show you how I made a path, how things have really worked. From that time, who are you? What's your age that time that I'm talking about these things? What do you even know about checking in? And where have you traveled? That we cannot find these things in your own account and on somebody's base. This same account is Sylvester Kwesi. That's the base. If you like, go and check. Let Google or let Facebook itself show you the name of the person. Is that your checking in? Are you one that have visited Inquire in all these data and set up? Or being in Accra and then all the other locations? Where have you ever traveled that you don't even know where you travel? So we were on this note, that also August 14, 2013. I have checked in with Oprah. It means I've been using search engine and browsers, different applications, different tools, different equipment to making the go-go and the location and the where we're creating true, available, and profitable, that you have somebody who is a light, making good use of places that due to this, you will not travel and get lost. So this is what we did all the time, and then they set up all the accounts of the transit and transport, online mobile travel with the app, stay or go with the app and driver app and all of that. This is what we did. We built it. It's not a government initiation. It is my single thing that I have to do to say, if I have to go out right now, I have something doing. And that's exactly what I want to do. We'll connect with something also very important, which is nation. That is nation. So I'm not the kind of person you can say, of this day, you are sending us anyway. You have never sent us. You have to know that I am not a person building for you who is maybe 70 or 60 or 40 or whatever. I'm in my own age, doing what you couldn't do at this age, because you didn't build from the time you were at this age. So you don't have proper knowledge of how to, at least I made it so that you are able to travel. This is a flight and a path we made. I hope you understand what made the internet and then the aeroplane. You realize that when we're just talking about all this checking in, there is a flight. So I can be in the spirit with you, but I would never touch something. Because already it's like just the air. How the air touch, let's say, paper money or food. It won't do anything of that sort. It is only concerning what is spirit of the Lord, so that you will only be able to do this if you are spirit and light. Now watch carefully. So that on this same note, on this Oprah, I didn't want to show that location, but when you open, you know that location. When I have used Oprah, you realize that I'm not the one you want to say is a person that have built somebody saying you are worrying my own account. Even with a certified result, from school to international to police to soldier to the immigration to all of that, my own is the only form you have all the time find the army of the Lord, whatever, in everywhere, heaven and on earth. 16 August 2013. And continue to say, I have also what? On this occasion, I have traveled also what? On another 16 August to another location, 2013. Look at the time I'm using and the wealth and little money that I may have. Who do you think is sundry? I have no such sponsor. Because until I made it to this level, you have no idea even who made the world. I created it. It is my name and my flesh and the virgins and the truth that made it. No killing, nobody, no animal, no blood, no scammer. Because at this time we have not known any scammer than the people who have been reaching out to us in our email. That's higher level. Not your level to say student, children, 18 years, 15 years, 12 years, that to use the mobile phone to learn, they are rather using it to threaten the Lord who built those things they are using. Is that right? No. Now what? So that on this note, we have to also come to what? Pando again, visited on 1st October 2013. What do you think the trip is on continuously? So these are the real spirit trip. And these, I can assure, I did without anybody's sponsor. With no doubt, I have delivered my course. That's my little money. Value for all that I can do with that which I teach. So I teach this as I do it. So I don't think I am sitting in one place and talking to somebody. All this while, I am not known to whatever you have done, the light, and then the people who have only known me as a circle or intimacy. The intimate level is what I'm showing you, places I've visited at the time you were not born, or at the time you are still on your baby lap. At that time you were a metal. So when somebody carry you not, you are unable to move. That's the word for still, but not the other word. How do you understand that? They use the iron steel. You get it? The iron hard. Hardness is why they call it that name. But you can't truly be using all this name. So we command the fish, come out in the magical authority. Any spirit of prostitution held under the armpit and armor or the a part of your flesh, ape, we rebuke, according to the word of the Lord, the mysteries, the untold and foretold spirit. Let it remove any demonic spirit out of the back posture of the flesh, that any animal, crocodile, we command you. Come out by the mystery of the Lord. Come out by the empowerment missionaries. Authority, I commanded the sick. Nothing but to show the proof of the Lord. So, Pando we have visited on January 29, 2014. There it goes on. After we have visited where? Pando on November 22nd, 2013. That is where I'm showing you something very much. So we've had also a couple of what? 2013 checking in. So let's try that and see what it really means to us. So watch out. We're going to have that. Now, that 2013 is also how many? So the other one we got 9, right? So this was 2013 travel. Let's see what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 7. So you see the 2013 is what? 7 trips in that very month of that year, of different months of the year spread. I've been able to record what? Places I've been on my channel. Who do you know in that area to have traveled there? What purpose did you even travel there? Now look at this, the surprising thing that will happen here. I've been able to what? Travel even at the time of challenges where they were declaring us the same thing you have been doing here. All this while I've been able to travel. So I didn't keep the things in an area that you want to say, oh, he was unable to make it. All this while, are you the one traveling on my behalf? Or which device are you going to be traveling on? On my account. Which you are supposed to have also your account. Now watch carefully. So that the miracle that will take place here, you'll be amazed. Look at it. All this while I've had spiritual war that you cannot have life because it is what? That time we have gone to that level and rise again. And whilst that time, all this while I've been traveling. I wasn't in the sleep or death of somebody. I made it only at a mentioned time between the interval. Being able to what? Do this travel out of the sight. Are you somebody who stay in Tepo or Anglo? Or whichever way I'm even making it known. Now look at another thing here. And that the miracle in 2014 will show you here. Now watch carefully. That in 2014, on January 29th, I have visited Pando again. I hope you can see what I'm saying. Is it on your check-in or your trip? No. This is the same person on the base. Do you know what is the base? The base is my true account name, which opened the Facebook account with Sylvester Kwesibekwe. Before I'm upgrading it daily based on the spirit, understanding, and myself. All these names, spirit is myself, tripping. Holy is myself who is single, working in this place. And people have always come to find out that I'm sleeping here alone. That's why they have not bothered to understand or to think what you send them to do. Because they know I'm the only one sleeping alone. And then you are thinking that they say we are husband and wife. It's not true. There are people who are coming here to rob whilst I'm sleeping. They know I'm the only one who sleeps here. Only one and only. And then the virgin is myself. That is a virgin. That is a virgin and vegetation giant. That is a forest and everything and the healing. And heaven is myself, which is what? He having. And I told you on my channel. That he having what? The Irish clay radiance, which is what? The mark of the beast, even on the right hand or on your face, you have to see it. So if you truly have the sticker that is fair on the right hand, since when did you get to know? I have all these marks, and then my hand that is left. Look, this one. You see, maybe you will see the base. See, you see that? You see that little spot right there? That's the Lord who show you. I hope you can see it. The little spot. This one. That place here. That little spot. It has been since birth like that. Without or with no such thing that somebody understood best. Now watch carefully. So if I'm talking about what? 2014 to be a miracle, you see that January have been so much and any other month showing. Now you're going to see the miracle here. That if 2014 on 29th January I visited Pando, then look at what will happen. Then that same time on 11th April 2014, I have visited what? Ainkro. That's in Konya Ainkro. I hope you see what is happening. There, we have 14 to be how many numbers? I can see only about 2 trips in what? 2 trips, at least being able to use the mobile device to give you data and location. So I'm the one who fed them with all this information all this year that nobody existed ever to give lifeline than myself who did it. You can't get paid of my works which you don't even have any knowledge of, let alone the cell phone that we use. You came and carry all this thing away. All the old things that I've ever used, they were the same thing with myself here that you carry away just recently in these few months and weeks and days. How are you able to tell what I'm saying? So that we have 14 to be what? 2. There are 14 which I was able to check in to the what? The location is what? In Konya Ainko, which is my community and the teaching area of learning, and the birth and King's Dominion and Kingstown and the magistrate, all of that. Then also connected to Pando. So in this very year, 2014, the month that I was born in January, has always shown. So that even if I had my pregnancy carried to Pando, that's the only boundary. So my pregnancy was carried only close to Pando, even that was west and west, is the reason they have traveled there. My pregnancy was not carried to traveling places or town and crossing people town and whatever. You see, that's the miracle I'm saying. That is the miracle I'm talking about. So that to see in 2014 how my birth in January or my pregnancy has been, that the time I was born in 1980s or in the 20th centuries. Why I'm mentioning it is health. The only place of location and birth, even in showing, until this day before I'm able to tell you this, to see that only from Nkonya and to Pando and from Pando to Nkonya, that's the only place my pregnancy have crossed. It has never gone to any other place. Now watch carefully. So that on this day, as we mentioned, on April 11, 2014, that is what? Nkonya Inko, this country. That is the true recorded what? Year for what? 2014. We started from what? 12, right? Even though I've been doing this all the time, but to record this very important part, checking in. Look at the time I have to start. Look at the year interval and the month within. I've been able to do this on internet every day. Does that mean I use internet for free? No. Having internet to show you data and location and updating you. That time there hasn't been proper location. We were given the proper location, manually visiting and getting it done. So that the best and reserve is showing. Now look at another miracle. You have to look at the miracle. When I stopped checking it because I'm working from office to home and from home to office. There, look at it. You see that the exit point, 2014, Exodus, Pando, and then what? Enkoya and Grow. So look at what happened. Now, what happened after this is what? It's going to be a miracle to say we have done the Exodus 14 or to say any number 14, which is the 2014 we are talking about. Just look at it. Then straight away to 2015, where I have come to Accra. Look at it very well. 2015, where I have come to Accra. So what happens in Accra? When I came to Accra, 2015, Greater Accra region, visited on February 20th, what? 2015. I'll be watching. So my Bible actually is showing you how the Lord miraculously is doing things to show some special personality, how the Lord selects at random. By the truth, not somebody's kind of what, sending us whatever. This is not on any political view. It's for healing and any other thing. But you can say it's a president or somebody who have sent us at that time or to this time. There's nothing that we've done that you want to say is a president. We don't get up and dream president. We dream what? Nothing done what? The vision of what the Lord says is in stock. So we are in stock and we balance stock, balance and daily and open stock. That's what should be concerning day-to-day administration and running affairs. So I'm giving this important word notice that we may know truly what has happened at a time like this. So if I open it, it's going to send us to the exact location or place that I have been, or the trips, or the mark, flag. That's going to show us, right? So I've really visited and I've done so much. Now, that's what, in 2015, February. So you see that finally February I've shown. Okay, watch out again. There I've returned in Konya, but I didn't show that one. Why? I've returned in Konya. That very day, on this day, 20th February, I was in Accra to buy Verma, and to visit what? Another place. So it was a joint mission I did alone. So it means two things in one that I use in schooling and getting what Verma recommended for what? A person that was in Nkonya there. I'll mention the name. And these same people have some of their children sinning against us. I had to come to Verma office in the same area of Accra in the location that I have to purchase, register, and buy Verma, drink for that person, and only to finish my school, you know, I've enrolled, and all these things came at the same time. Certified GH, Alaska Scholarship Program, Microsoft Certified in System Engineering. So whatever I put on my channel, don't think I am the one lying to say a person who have not learned is an angel. It's never true. If you have never learned on my level, you can't be an angel. Because you have nothing in this than your own sin that will be revealed. You see that I'm the one telling you what I did on this very day. On February 20th, 2015. Yes. On February, yes. January 2015. I show you what I did on that very day. And quickly, I have that also school. So there are things we have done, which is what? Traveling distance from Nkonya all the way to school in Accra here at what? Legon area, which is all Mesawood Street. You see I've mentioned the name. Microsoft Certified System what? System Engineering. That is what? The MS, all of that CE. If you don't know it, I'm not talking about what you have been given. I have attended what you don't have any idea of. How it came and we got to know it, you have no idea. Only my vision and dream, the Lord was showing that they brought it from abroad and we have to enroll. And that time, what they needed was 5-0, but they told us 6-0. The 6 was not ready. Yet they said they need it. So when they said they give you fail, it wasn't fail, it was their life. Because that's the time you need righteousness first. You can't skip all this when it's the Lord doing it. That's why they cannot grade you. You are not born 6. How do you jump straight away to 6? Then the middle line will show where they say you can't cross the border. That's a storm. You can't cross until you have made it. And there, right there, we have had to what? After that time, I have returned Accra in March. So in March, I have returned Accra. On the 6th March, I have returned Accra. That was when I have had to work and apply for my 3 times interview with all the claims of university graduate and polytechnic, whatever. They came and meet. And we met, and I'm the only one who was selected first to be the manager of what? Their company, because nobody truly had what it takes to do it first. And later they have to join, and that I will train them on the job and any other thing. So I have been given first a place that I have to say, the Lord. That's myself, the Lord, who made it. And that's why you see, even 2015, it is showing Accra on it. Do you understand it? And from that time, Accra, you see Accra continuously. I will get it. You get it, right? There, it continues. So after I've been employed, on the same date, to say, I've gone on interview on Saturday, interview on other days, were Thursday, Wednesday, all of that, and different days. On Tuesday, what? It's like that 3 times. Because the aeroplane had to also fly back somebody before they finally meet with us. So I have gone through 3 sections of interview, being the manager. And that's how I was employed, as a language and tongue and intelligence is too high. Only to fit with what? Nation building is my work already. Making road, developing, healing. Is the word of the Lord that made it light. That's why nobody could be employed before myself than the truth. And the secret that was revealed is now sacred before the Lord. So I was told what I have to be and what I have to do. And that only what I asked them to pay, they couldn't pay. Because they have to give some promises. But I didn't look at the promise. I just want to work. And I did it. That's how come my life is a spirit, truth, and truth. You cannot say there is somebody who did it for me. You are not the one who wrote a letter for me to be employed. Myself and the road were in Accra here. We traveled together on that day, 2015. I had to one uncle in, we live first. So we are first on the trip. We live in Agbogba. The mainstay, staying in Agbogba Unit Charles. That's where we stay. In a whole two different plot house. That we live in alone in Korea, nobody else. And later that place has been sold out, and a huge story is this they have set up there. That's a miracle. For us to have lived there freely, the Lord has also made the place beautiful beyond the stay. Now watch carefully. So from this 2015, in March, so from March, I have not traveled anywhere to Nkoya because I was working the manager, too busy working so many things, and balance every day, opening stock every day. And many things you cannot do. That I did with this, later one, as you say, you think it's later. When I did it, with no criminal case, what criminal case? Then I've had my passport made and my state, everything open, everything to the main office. Nobody went and did it for my sake. I did it for myself. That's why you cannot say, after working like this, you should have left us here to be defiled again. Where the best should have been lifted to the heavens, where the Lord said it should be. Now you made people to have access if they're wrong. To do things that we have never been able to do or to ever have access to. Who taught who? And that they want to say I'm the one teacher. I'm not teaching anybody. I'm showing my checking. If you are also checking, go and show the people. What I teach is out there for myself, and what I have, that's why I put it out there. That you may need strength. This is the strength that I'm given. Now look at it as a miracle. So that there's myself and the rose, so and the princess, we were prince and princess. So that in the same home we live, and I wrote letter manually, without printing, without typing it. However, I had everything to type. I didn't type. I had to write in pen, ink. That's what showed that truly I'm that person. And took to that place. Come out of the other place right away. So that it was received and gone through the interview every day. It's a miracle that happened. Because it's a miracle reality creation that the Lord said my destiny fulfilled. That's why it happened. And look at that. So from all that to 2016, then I have lost what? The Charles K. Amwako. On this very same note, working with aunties. So I was working with aunties when Charles Kwame Amwako, who is the military commando, working with farmers, all of that before he worked also in the castle as in the uniform It is always showing. So 2016, everything is documented. And the company I work with, they delegated 2 main boards of directors. That is what? The auditor and then the accountant, the chief accountant of the company. And then a company pickup that came to Nkoya. So I'm the only reason pickup of my company, Antis Limited, came to Nkoya there. Nobody else was the reason. Nobody else. And all these files are with the aunties only to prove that indeed I have lived such a life and why I was made the manager indeed to prove every side righteously, giving not a deaf nor ghost. And that after that, that same period, things were happening. Then the Charles K. Amako, his father, the late Emmanuel Amako, Ekron, Samson, he has also passed. In that short time. So some of them I have to just make sure I won't be able to attend. Because it is something from 2015 at the time I started working throughout the year, and 2016 where those things started happening. There we have to find out what even it is. But we didn't actually have to say it's because of this you have to travel to finish. I don't do that. You know, that's not the main first and purpose. However, in that same period again, continues, then the child had lost the mother, who is also called Rosina Amabibi. All these are document purpose. They are all teachers who ever lived and have not taken any snitch anyway. And my own mom, who is also, my mom is what? They're saying what? Rose, but this is a kingdom rose. And the truth, it doesn't mean she has ever married what? Somebody and given birth to somebody as a man. I'm the only man and one and only. Like to say, if man, I'm just a creator as angel. But I'm telling you, the part and role of myself is not that level you are thinking. So, in 2017, March, you see that we've been talking about March. But in 2017, 24th March, then I visited where? Uno Premier Ghana, Africa. Africa said, I the one who work there. So I work daily. At the time I have started working, we have built this company and registered it in this country under every condition to run and teach and become its school, and it becomes organic health, everything that we need, international standard and everything. That is what the only reason this company has ever visited Africa. From Philippines, Asia, and across the countries. That's why you saw Dubai, all the other countries. All other countries. I won't mention it. Just look at it. So that I'll be working and that I have to switch and get involved to another company in this place. This is also company at the same school and many things that we have to do. This is the same time paying millions for all of that. And that I have to do this. So working with different companies at the same time, that is myself and supplying the good that I find, also with them that I work with and other people. That's how come we have lived on such beauty and the best of their field from a different continent and the school and education. That's how come I have the certificate of what? William Babo, Oliver Tra, and Herbert Tra. They are the company owners and the teachers and everything, and they have been engaging what? All the kind of billionaires in the world that come to teach. Not a mere teacher of GES. This is international somebody who will be what? Engaged in the country here. Brilliant people. Fabregas and all of that, those people. You know who we are saying there? All those people and the Chinese rich men and all of that. Look, we are talking about what made really this life we live. So I would like to end it here because we are posting what? Some few information about what? Things that happen, and then we talk about the 5 things or 5 main commandments we found with what? Leviticus, which is the Levite. Levite. So Leviticus what? Leviticus 24 verse 14 to 16. So we didn't just want to say to 16, but during the time, then we have had at least that to that number it was extended 16. So you look at it. Look at this date. Where is this one? There finally, I stopped checking in certain areas because so many things, challenges involved. But it doesn't mean that I don't have checking. That's the same. So the Facebook is showing history of how we use our system. And then on any other thing, I have done it. There finally, I have come to what? East Legon, Accra GH, Greater Accra region, visited on what date? January 16, 2022. I've been making what? The move. So it's either the year and the numbers are so crucial, playing a role. 2017 and also what? 2022. Look at just the beauty of this. So if I be born with my date of birth, 24, also 26, and that's my code, and you cannot come and defend it. You know what my blood group is. My blood group even doesn't tell anybody called a person in this country. My blood group is a spirit, completely a different living creature as angels. That's the archangel's blood. And this is where I end the broadcast with a few check-in that we made. Or I should click on what? That time. So let's go there. Let's click on this. That's why you have to keep the thing on. So when I click on Uno Premier GH Africa or GH Africa, now watch carefully. What is the location? Where the school, the business center, everything, import and everything is. At least when I did it, what is written on it? Look, they say what? When I click on it, it took us what? January 19, 2018. Product Fair, 2018. February 3rd, 2018. Saturday, 9 a.m. to what? 6 p.m. Hashtag, that's number 5. Asikuma Avenue, American House. East Legon, Accra, program. So if I click on this, you are going to see the business or who will come. Let's click on it and see. Now watch carefully. If things were not built accordingly, how do you expect us to have the right to do this? So things were really happening as suggested. Many people, many things happening at the same time. Now look at that. Look at that already. Look at that. Look at this place. Just watch carefully what I'm doing. Now look at this. So let's click on this and see what's going to be. And you see that they say what? It's like oh, buy one, take one. All these were what? The kind of lifestyle we were showing that should be trained or exercised in a country that has long suffered many things. Like, why do you think the white man will be doing this? Why do you think they will have to do this? Strategy for this. Then one day only, no PV points. So conditions apply. And look at all that we came with. The healing. Everything that you needed on a man or a woman or creature of whatever. And we were showing all this. Thank you very much. We would like to end the broadcast. It is your very partnership that made this possible right now. As getting us the time to at least engage with such things you have never had. So there are some schools, look at it, the number one is 3. So typically we are saying the number 3 is it, if you want to understand very well what I'm saying. Very crucial, we have done it. So these were things we have built in the country with nobody else doing it than the whites. So we were living and working with the whites at the same time. Working with them. Bring their food right from production straight to the company in the country, and then we place all this. Like, it's so amazing how we've just brought out the kind of presidential presence of the Lord, kingdom, every ruling. That's all that you need. Manage every other uncleanness. Let the suffering of the flesh be removed. If the Lord indeed is a witness to what I'm saying, let it be. So if I have 400, I have typically 400 and something friendship. But that I have followers of like 538. And then following like 618. So you see that my single follow is all the time more than what many people thought they were giving. How we get it? And when you add these two numbers, it will give you 11.50 something, 11.49. That's what 11,000. Oh, I'm just simply saying like 11. The number 11. Like this and this will be 1. So I'm saying 1 something. But in that 1, it will be 1, like 1,100 and something. How we get what I'm saying? 1,100 and something. So that's what 11 hours. That's 11. So the Lord has only arranged things that will not go well with my kingdom that will be removed. You won't be the one to are learning on my channel, then you are trying to take the channel, place of it, which is not a connection to you. How are you going to do things that are not in your name? Do you know what I'm saying? And who have really made things to understand the level like this? And then you are getting what? The right understanding or the right feed. I don't think we have had somebody rule beyond the level or their limit. This is where I end the broadcast. I was just simply saying, talking about what? I have to end it with what? This scripture as the numbers. So even any number that we talk of, at the time 1,149 years ago, something happened. Now let's look at it. Let's put that number in as life. But there are things really talking about that we were talking about what? The blasphemy. You know, how we even teach or train or bring out things is very, very what? Serious but deep. And that highest. And you will never understand until understanding make it known to you. Because it is a word or something that you are supposed to know. Not that you are supposed to hear about. When you hear about it, you have to have what? A person what? Who know about it? Let me take the word blasphemy. As we took what? Leviticus 24 verse 14 and to 16. But that the word blasphemy appear in it. So that the reason they have mentioned what? The word blasphemy and then why we need it. Now what? He said the word blasphemy has no mythological origin, rather an etymological history that traces back to ancient Greek, Roman, and biblical context. Now, the original Greek term simply meant evil speaking. Simple meant what? Evil speaking. That's the word for what? Blasphemy. So the word evil speaking. Somebody you don't know, you can speak a language not known to him either. So whatever you do, that is abomination. If I'm a virgin and you call me a prostitute, that's a blasphemy. If I'm the one who never go to blue kiosk to drink, and you come and drink and pour or drop your sachet and things that you do in the wrong to make myself like I'm the one drinking it, that's a blasphemy. That's evil thing you are doing. You are showing a level of what? Wickedness. Which does not bring anything to you than defilement, and you are saying somebody else to be defiled. Now what? So that's the meaning. So to understand the word blasphemy, now you know it's evil speaking. When you are evil and you speak evil to a person that is holy. I'm holy and you are saying we should be 3 people or 1 or 2 people in what? Somebody. It is blasphemy. It is not when I mention any force or any God or any creator or any spirit that is blasphemy. It is when you are doing things that I haven't done. When you say what I am not supposed to be given, or when you blackmail our things of the light to another thing, all those are the evil. That's what the Bible says what? For they that do evil shall evil return unto us, shall evil follow. If I'm not the one who have done all that you are doing, let the Lord return it unto you according to the times. Ticking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you have it. Now watch carefully. And it says what? It simply means what? Evil speaking. Before it evolved. So you see that the word evil is the same word that is what? Evolved. That same word evolved is what it says level. That same word evil is what we say live. You understand it now? It is the word live. To say I'm broadcasting live. It's the same word. But when it has changed or transformed, it's now changed for doing the righteous thing, other than how it was meant for the opposite. So that it evolved into what? The specific religious sense it carries. Now watch carefully. Now, Greek and Roman origin. So they are going to show you a little bit difference of what they are trying to show you here. Now watch carefully. The etymology of blasphemy comes from the ancient Greek word blasphemia. What? A compound of 2 elements. So like we're talking about that thing before I get here. Like having to talk about 2 or 3 things in that as one. You see that it's a word that leads the path before you get it. So if I tell you where you are going is not right, it means that the Spirit has not led myself there. Now watch carefully again. That in that word for the Greek, is that what? You just watch carefully. He said, blap tickles or blaticles or blast. So when you have the word blast, and even as the tree will say blah, already is evil. Already in that language is evil. Because the word that sound in that word to the language they speak, without understanding, they speak it. And what? Injure, hurt. You say, I believe in this house or this factory, and they have done all these things to myself. And they keep on what? In their own art, the language they speak. You see that this is what they speak and they don't know of, and that the practical has followed it, and they tell you they don't know what you've done. Now watch carefully. Then we have also a word to this is femi. Femi. Femi also here, that's a utterance, talk, and then speech. So when you say blasphemy, it means what? You are speaking evil. You are uttering evil. You are talking evil. That's where you put this word. So this is the Greek side of it. Even clear understanding is given. Now watch carefully. Now look at what word. Thus, the origin or the original meaning of blasphemer was to speak evil of or slander. This concept was not limited to gods. You understand it? So the gods also do it. So when we are doing it to them, it is not your level. That's why they say you show your level what you know. It is also what applied to abusing or slandering other people. In ancient Greece, insults against individuals were actionable offenses. And some accounts suggest that religious mockery was also punishable. The ancient Romans likewise had what? Laws against impious speech. And this is what you have left out without, with no understanding, and you allow this thing to work and you say freedom of speech. We don't have anything ruling like that. However, what? Reflecting a broad, legally enforced standard of what? Respectful language. That's why I say what? We don't speak that language. That's why I say a language that is not found in the archive, he doesn't speak it. That's why I begin to show you the difference between the language and things you are saying without knowing. I will get it. So we'll end it right there. I'm going to take this one on a different level. I've already posted it somewhere. I'm trying to post it to that level it is somewhere that you may understand it well. So thank you very much. We're going to have an end to this like 10 and 1 or 1 and 0 or 1 and 0 and 1 or an or 1. Like I really want to say, if there is a teaching understandable, there you are seeing what you cannot do. So this is the time you have to even watch the word, learn the word before you can alter it. Is that not correct? At the 58, we want to end it. Very well, very well.